I'm your host, Brenda Close.
And I'm your co-host, Kaili Smalley.
And this is our podcast,
Treasuring Education.
Hi there, welcome back to Bridging the Parent Gap for Educators. Today's episode is all about engaging with parents. Specifically, we'll provide practical strategies to build positive relationships through effective communication.
We know that engaging with some parents can be challenging, but with the right approach, it can also be incredibly rewarding. So let's jump into it.
All right. Our first tip is to have a clear message and a call to action. Keeping your message simple is key. Avoid jargon and the complex terms of education. Instead, focus on the main point you want to convey.
And don't forget about the call to action. What do you want parents to do after hearing your message? Craft a clear and achievable action step that aligns with your message.
So if your message is just to provide information and doesn't really require a call to action, include one anyway.
Yeah, you can keep it general and positive. For example, please let Frank know that I'm looking forward to hearing about what he thought about the story we read in class today. This lets parents know about what happened in class and calls them to engage him in discussion about the topics.
Now let's talk about crafting your message in a positive light. Emphasize the benefits of the action you're proposing. So highlight how it contributes to the child's growth and development. Positivity goes a long way in building trust and cooperation.
Yes, it does. Parents are more likely to engage when they feel their involvement is actually making an impact, especially a positive impact. So let's keep that positivity flowing.
Moving on to empathy. It's crucial to understand the parent's internal map of reality. Each family has its own dynamics and perspectives. Try to see things from their point of view before crafting your message. This can help you address their concerns more effectively.
By the way, we'll take a closer look at our internal maps of reality in the video. It will help you get a little insight into how parents will respond and how we respond in turn.
Oh yeah, that's a great concept to explore.
And remember, showing empathy doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. It simply means acknowledging and validating their feelings and concerns, which can lead to more open and productive conversations.
Well, for instance, if you're calling home about a continuing behavior issue, the parent may be feeling frustration or even anger. That could be with the child, with themselves, or even with you. Consider these feelings before you have the conversation, and that will help you to respond accordingly.
Let's think through some possible parent reactions to those challenging messages.
Okay, well, let's keep it simple with just 3 possibilities. A grateful response, a neutral response, and a defensive response. Here's an example. I'll be the teacher and Kaili, you be the parent in these role-playing scenarios.
Okay.
Hi, Miss Smalley. I'd like to talk with you about what I'm seeing from Frank. He's very enthusiastic during recess, but he's showing aggressive behaviors toward the other students during those times. I've already talked with him at recess. Could you have a conversation with him at home too?
As the parent, I may say, I'm sorry that this is an issue. Absolutely. I'll talk to him about it at home and figure out what's going on at school to possibly cause those behaviors. So if a parent responds positively and is on board, show appreciation for their support. This positive reinforcement can lead to ongoing positive engagement.
So I, as the teacher, would respond like this. Thank you for addressing this at home. With all of us on board and as a team, I think we can help Frank have a great school year and build friendships during recess. But sometimes parents might respond neutrally, neither fully on board nor resistant. In these cases, gently reiterate the benefits of the action and emphasize how it aligns with the child's development. So to role play this again, hi, Miss Smalley. I'd like to talk with you about what I'm seeing from Frank. He's very enthusiastic during recess, but he's showing aggressive behaviors toward other students during those times. I've already talked with him today at recess. Could you have a conversation with him at home?
Okay.
Great. Talking with Frank at home will show him that importance of being kind to his classmates, and it will go a long way toward reducing those behaviors during recess.
Lastly, if you encounter defensive or hostile responses, remember not to take it personally. Stay calm and composed. Address their concerns with empathy and focus on finding common ground. Remember, our goal is to work together for the benefit of that child.
It is so easy to get defensive and angry yourself in response. But remember, it's not about you, and there are lots of strategies for de-escalating elevated emotional states.
Yeah, and one quick strategy is to simply acknowledge and validate the feeling. We talk about this in some depth in our podcast and video Stages of Emotional Development on the parent side of the program. So let's do this role play one more time.
Okay. Hi, Miss Smalley. I'd like to talk with you about what I'm seeing from Frank. He's very enthusiastic during recess, but he's showing aggressive behaviors toward other students during those times. I've already talked with him today at recess. Could you have a conversation with him about it at home?
Why am I just now hearing about this? What are other students doing to Frank to cause him to be aggressive? What good will a conversation do if I wasn't even there?
As the teacher, I would reply, those are great questions. As a parent too, I would want to know the same things. First, let me tell you that Frank has good behavior most of the time in class, and I'm only seeing this behavior during a very specific time of our day. Because it's happened more than once now, I'm calling you today. I asked Frank what happened on the playground, but I didn't get a very clear answer, so I'm hoping that he'll be more comfortable discussing this with you at home.
This is just one of several responses that can de-escalate those elevated defensive emotions. How else could the teacher have responded? Feel free to share your comments with us.
Note that the teacher's response didn't directly answer all of her questions, but it did acknowledge and validate her feelings right away. Finally, let's talk about the ever-important follow-up. After that initial conversation and enough time has passed for a parent to take action, follow up. Check in with parents and see how things are progressing. This shows your commitment to their child's success and maintains the connection you've built.
Add that follow-up contact to your calendar if necessary. It will pay back in spades. And if you're anything like me, if you don't write it down, it likely will not happen.
Yes, the benefits of the follow-up are very much worth the small investment of time.
And that's a wrap on this episode, Engaging with Parents. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to strengthen the partnership between educators and parents.
Thanks for joining us. Follow us on your favorite podcast platform to get notifications of our next podcasts. And sign up for our newsletter at www.treasuringeducation.com.